Hey guys, we're back here with another episode of Clicking It. This time we're going to be talking about if you won Worlds, what would be that one figure that you could create? So some of the past ones that were made were the Shazam from, was it Slosh? Or no, it was Superman.
Was it that far back?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
The Lightning Bolt one. There was the Harley Quinn Rare from.
Right.
Is that Joker's Wild?
No, that was the Flash.
The Flash, that's right.
There was Mephisto from Superior Foes.
Mephisto.
Yeah.
There was.
There's Death's Head, as I mentioned.
Death's Head,
from Iron
Mr.
Man.
Sinister from Uncanny, or Wolverine the X-Men.
I think that
Was it Wolverine?
Yeah, I can look it up.
But yeah.
And then there was was it Starman?
No, it was Stargirl.
Was it
Stargirl?
Stargirl?
Because
Okay,
he was
yeah.
on top of
And then
her
the dude
spear.
was getting on.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
That's
So we're
where
just
the
gonna
man
gonna
comes
go
in.
around the table and discuss what our go-to figure would be. I'm gonna have Dan go first because Jerry and Richard are still
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
like we're on the spot.
about it.
man.
So just single-based character, unless you want a team-based character, but no. Or duo figure, no team bases, colossals, anything like that. So, Dan, what would be yours?
Ooh, I'm a fan of the new Spider-Man run, where the Amazing Spider-Man, where they got into I'm a big Agent Venom fan, so I would really want an Agent Venom. But the one I want is actually Agent Anti-Venom. So when Venom, Flash, lets go of the symbiote, lets it go back to Eddie Brock because he feels like he's okay and he's not gonna go like psychotic again and have a breakdown. So he ends up going to what is it? I can't remember what lab he goes with to Spider-Man, and then he ends up getting like dunked in a vat of. He goes to Alchemex because they were experimenting with
right.
with Mr. Negative and the same stuff that made the original Anti-Venom suit, and so then he gets bathed in it basically and gets turned into Agent Anti-Venom, which is really dope. And so like that one would be similar to the power of like Anti-Venom initially, where you get like that outwit.
Yeah.
But something like that. But I want to make it where like he's only where he's adjacent to people. That's what I want. Is like he only turns off like certain things, obviously, because he was really like anti-symbiote. So like maybe partially getting rid of like the symbiote trait, or opposing characters like can't use plasticity or shape change or something like that.
Or shape only a 6 or something.
Yeah,
like
or
that.
something, or maybe something against monsters where he deals like penetrating damage against monsters because whenever he touched a symbiote, it caused massive amount of pain, excruciatingly to anyone like that. But another thing would be cool is at the end of the run, he like sacrifices his life against Red Goblin and he dies. So like a cool thing was maybe at the end of his dial he can get like or you can have like a trait with support or something like that, because he was able, like during the comic, Red Goblin inserts like these really tiny microscopic portions of the Carnage symbiote into all of Peter Parker's like close friends and family.
I remember reading about that.
And so what he does is he can remove them, like he just like expunges it from their person, like he can get rid of like illness and he can cure people. So like some kind of like really neat little like healing thing that he can do. And then at the end would be like a nice little cool little stop click where he stops. He'll deal himself like one unavoidable damage, but then like you pick a friendly character and like that friendly character can get like +1 to their stats or something. Like a late game, just like ooh neat, he died, but like he sacrificed himself, so he like helped Spider-Man because Eddie gave him the symbiote at the time, but he helped him like keep his sanity and able to beat Goblin at the end. So something like that where you're helping your other teammates. They're dead, but something like that would be kind of neat.
Or like you pass the symbiote or something like that. Like how equipment gets dropped if you die, it gets passed to someone else or something like that.
Like something like that would be kind of neat. Don't make him super OP. He's good, but he doesn't. He's
like
not.
the Infinity Gem trait.
Yeah.
From
Yes.
Avengers Infinity.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or
Something like that.
Infinity Watch or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So who? Maybe you said it, but who is Anti-Venom?
Is Flash Thompson.
Is Flash Thompson? Okay. Yeah, because I have the Prime from whatever set that was, and I like.
Oh yeah. That was
Superior
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Superior Foes again. Yeah.
Oh,
that was Eddie.
That's Eddie.
That's Eddie. Okay.
Because he was the initial Anti-Venom because he had cancer, and then when he was exposed to Mr. Negative, it reacted with the trace amounts of symbiote that were still in his bloodstream, and they bonded with his white blood cells, and then so that generated that white suit.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that'd be a cool one. How would you have him look?
Like the Agent Anti-Venom from the comics.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's basically an inverted version. So it's the white full body with like the black cuts of Anti-Venom, which they have. Yeah, they have a nice looking picture. No, I want the bigger picture. There we go. That one looks really dope. Yeah, so that's how that looks.
So you can see. If not, I'll put a picture up later about
So
it.
I want it to look like that.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty dope
That's
look.
dope.
Yeah. The contrast is really nice from his initial color.
It's almost like a Deadpool and Venom had a baby.
Except it's Flash.
Yeah.
I was torn. Like, I really want a good Agent Venom before he goes, like, champion of the cosmos and becomes
Right.
like the Star or Space Knight Venom.
Yeah.
Because they haven't really made a good Agent Venom besides the OP kit one
Yep.
Right.
in a while. I was really hoping for one in Secret Wars because he was the main protagonist for most of Spider Island. So I was like, when I didn't get one, I was like, what? We're not going to
Well,
get.
and
like,
there was also God Doom that we didn't get,
No,
which
I know.
would have been ridiculous.
I was just
Yeah.
saying, like, as for
Didn't
someone,
get the Fantastic Four and
Nope.
the Civil
Yeah.
War OP.
and I'm not
cast.
trying to parse hairs with all that. I'm just saying, like, for who they covered, it was cool.
Yeah.
But he was like the main protagonist for
Yeah.
like 8/10 of the story. So it's like, it would have been cool to get a super rare. Like, hey, make him something. Don't just make him. The most symbiotes besides like the new set have only been like a rare.
Yeah.
Or the chase, like make him a super or something.
Yeah.
Like put him somewhere else where he's still good, but he's not like either really ridiculously OP or
Got like a point cost in mind, and then like super rare.
like.
Or...
I don't think you need to make him over 125 points. Like somewhere in between like 75 and 125, I think is a good spot for
Right.
him.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to be a big point sink in your team.
Yeah. Keywords.
Spider-Man family, soldier. Shield, and maybe a cute one would be like Alchemex because he works for Alchemex at the time.
And then just like Spider-Man team ability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something to copy, something something neat like that.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, he'd be like your secondary attacker. He's not super OP. He's just got a cute little niche traits that are kind of neat, and something at the end that's like, oh, wasn't expecting that. Well,
Yeah.
for something like I'm a big fan of like the late game turnaround.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go next. So I'm a huge Superman guy. I've got every click of Superman except for one, which is the...
I wish we could swallow the camera.
yeah,
Not to be like,
maybe I'll show it later. But I've always been a fan of Superman, and I always loved Crypto. So I've always wanted to see them on a same figure. So not a duo, but kind of like what they did with Red Wolf, where he's a bystander, which you can take on and off. And I always thought it would be funny if Superman always played fetch with Crypto. So he either had a ball or something that he would, like a removable object, he'd throw 10 squares, and then you could place Crypto in that, and then Crypto could make an attack from there and then bring the Frisbee back. And then kind of like TK, but not really TK.
But it still I would still think it's something like require a power action or something
Yeah.
to do it. Like
It's like give Superman a power action, place the Frisbee or the ball 8 squares away, and then place Crypto in an
It's
adjacent
a fun,
square.
wholesome one too.
Yeah.
yeah.
The image of Superman just throwing a Frisbee
Yep.
halfway across
And then
the
you see
world,
Crypto
to see
just-
Crypto just flying after it, I just think would be such a cool power. And, Crypto would just be, a one-click figure, like maybe Hypersonic, Precision Strike, or something like that. And then obviously, if Crypto dies, Superman is sad and takes 1 or 2 unavoidable damage or something like that. And Superman would be his typical running shot, super strength, or charge even, something like that. Not give him hypersonic just because I feel like they've nerfed so many Supermen because you can't do super strength and hypersonic anymore, which I still don't understand.
But I mean, you could have him do something neat, I guess, on his own. I don't know, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm thinking around 200 points. Get back to the good old days of Superman being a powerhouse, not from the last chase we got, which was like 70 points or some
It's hard to
pathetic
do.
looking one like that.
It's hard to do Superman because he's just like he's Superman.
It's like, oh, what do we do?
That's why the shifting focus figures work.
Yeah,
good for budget
those are
ones,
pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
You got like an aspect of Superman versus that, so it's tough to roll everything
Into one.
Yeah.
OP about
Or like
Superman.
I was like, I'm surprised you didn't pick like the 1 million suit, like where he's solid gold when he like absorbs some. I think it's the energy of the sun or something like that. But he's like.
There's so many. I mean, there's even the one where Superman and Shazam are lifting up the book with infinite pages.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that dial would look like, but I think that would be a cool one. Like I said, they've already made a Superman Wonder Woman duo, the world's finest, obviously. We were talking earlier how they made an Avengers Prime one where it's Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America on it.
Yep.
I wish they'd make a Trinity version of that. But I mean, there's so many Supermen out there that they still have to make. But yeah, I've just always like or even make work because they haven't made Super Cow yet.
Yeah.
Super Monkey, Super Horse, all those. I mean, we've got a Streaky and a Crypto, but we need the rest of the super animals.
They just did a Batman animated series. They might do Superman, where you might get some of those.
I mean, those are the figures that I really love looking for. But yeah, that'd be mine. And just classic Superman shirt and just him maybe petting Crypto on the doll or something cool like that. But yeah, that'd definitely be mine. Jerry, you ready?
I was sure. This is the first thing.
I was like, yeah, I'm like looking stuff up for mine.
I had one, but I lost it, so I was probably just gonna go with Ultimate Venom.
Another Venom. All right.
Yeah.
Mine's not technically Venom because it's not the symbiote.
Idea was a lot more valid a year ago when there weren't a lot of Venom figs.
Now there's every set. There's like 3 of them in it.
Yeah, but I really liked. I played the Ultimate Spider-Man video game and read some of those comics, and just the way Venom is depicted in that one. He's massive. He's the size of the Hulk. He's just.
It's almost like Spider Hulk, the chase that we had a couple sets ago, but
except that he's not a
like Venom Hulk. That is basically what the sculpt would look like, but except it's not Hulk. That's just how I think Venom should
looks.
Look.
Yeah, except for the fact that in the video game, Venom wasn't your traditional symbiote, which was kind of a neat little change up because he was a creation from Peter Parker's Peter Parker's dad, or was it
Ultimate Venom?
Yeah,
that's who I would make as the fig.
Yeah. So. Powers, point costs,
traits,
anything like that. I mean, obviously the symbiote where it's breakaway.
Well, in the game, you could do a press R2, which was normally the swing button for Spider-Man, and you would do a super jump. So some kind of power where he just leaps, 12 squares or whatever.
Yeah, like Quake or something after he moves for free or something like that.
Yeah, some ability to throw cars and eating people is another specialty.
Yeah, he could suck them into himself and drain their life force and then spit them back out.
So steal energy or something like that. Yeah, the capture mechanic would be a cool one.
Bring back the capture mechanic.
Oh yeah,
as he's eating them, they can't do anything.
Yeah. Or if they're captured for 3 turns, they're off the board or something. Or you get absorbed or something like that. Yeah. Because the capture ability was always a cool ability, but it just no one ever used it because it was such. It just was complicated.
Yeah,
when Deadman first came out in Justice League, where it was 2 sides of the card to read how to actually use the damn thing, and then they gave it to Jericho, and then Krampus had it, and then there was that one Yellow Lantern that had the kidnap power.
But then there was also one of the Phoenixes has it too. The Jean Grey Dark Phoenix also has the capture ability too.
And it just never turned out to be the way I think WizKids wanted it to be. But it was always a good mechanic.
But I think the latest character that maybe used it was Krampus.
Yeah, I think it was the most recent.
Well, did those Sentinels from that Days of Future Past?
Yeah, they had to come back.
Oh yeah,
with Deadman and Jericho, it was I think they called it possession, and it was something weird. Like you had the roll, and if you did this, you click that character many, and if there was no, because people are trying to figure out to put barriers around him, because if there was no legal place to put him, he just never came back on the board and you won the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm going to possess Galactus. There's nowhere legal to put him, so I win.
Yeah.
But then I think they read that too.
Yeah, they changed it. So
like the nearest closing legal spot.
What could do, yeah.
Yeah. So we got an Anti-Venom, we got a Superman Crypto, and we got a Ultimate Venom, and now Richard...
I'm going ridiculous
He's
going
to go all out.
Well, not ridiculous in the, crazy powerful. So I'm looking at... so I really enjoyed the Superior Foes run of comics, which... They gave me a Superior Foes set. I could have picked, Overdrive here.
Yes.
But we have an Overdrive figure for some strange reason already. So, after that, they did a run. The same guy wrote a run with Ant-Man, Scott Lang. And, there's a few figures I would like to do in that set just because they aren't doing anything. And I was kind of hoping we get stuff with the Avengers Defender War, we got that newer Scott Lang, and that had like
the super rare Ant-Man.
Right, and that made a reference to the Lang Security Solutions. Yeah, and he formed that with Grizzly and Machine Smith, who are both ones I would like to do. But also, one of the villains ended up being this guy called Power Broker, and he had created an app called Hench, where people could hire supervillains with it. Like
that's like Grinder, but for super.
Right. So like
swipe left.
Hey, right. So you could like, and he was able to like give people powers too. I don't remember how everything worked. But, like, because I think Cassie Lang eventually goes back to him and gets, like, the Stinger suit and, like, Pym particles to shrink.
Oh, wow.
And there's, like, stuff with a heist and everything like that. But I would envision, you might need to find a picture of this dude. It looks like there was a previous Power Broker with a lot more story. Like, I'm looking on Wikipedia, and this one, like, not much is known about this Power Broker. But it would be cool to have, like, a 60, 70 point rare like support piece where like almost like you could have like a ID call-ins. Like you could have a sideline of villain figures.
Oh, okay. Well, that's yeah,
almost like that. Yeah.
Well, I know what I was thinking because you said there's an app. It would be great that if you actually pulled him,
right,
there was an app download for your phone where it was like a roulette thing where you just spinned it.
Let's see. This is it's the Astonishing Ant-Man run. That looks familiar because again, you can tell it's the same writer because they bring go back. It's that dude.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Because they bring in the Janice Lincoln Beetle too for a lot of that run because she was in Superior Foes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I can see that guy.
I'll get it up.
He's this purple dude in a suit with like some tech stuff. I assume he has lots of money or something.
Lots of money.
But anyway,
but like like with the app you get for your phone, it's like a roulette wheel where you just spin it, and then whoever it lands on, you put that bystander onto the
onto the map.
Yeah, like you can only hire once, and then it X out for the next.
But you only get like one click or something like that.
Or else you could just use it like it allows you to pick a sideline of 50 point or less villains that like
that would be that'd be a fun mechanic.
But with the new Superior,
I mean, there's a lot of good options.
50s now,
right.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, they would function like an ID call-in, and then give them some support powers, stuff like that. But
I mean, like kind of like the new Mr. Negative, where he's got the white power that gives you like empower, support.
Oh yeah,
and
some outwit, I think.
Yeah, some shenanigans there where you know.
So something like that. Again, that's kind of on the spot, but if I couldn't have that, give me a Machine Smith like all day.
Yeah.
If I couldn't have Agent Venom, my other pick would have been a redone Nilo, an ex-Nilo. He was he was the first figure I ever played with. I'm pretty new to the game, but he was the first figure I ever played with, and then I read through the Infinity set or the Infinity comic, and I really loved his character, like just the whole I manage worlds and stuff. I don't really. He's very interesting. Just the way he was still figuring out who he was and like what he is, because he's made by the Builders and they're children of the Builders, but they weren't like completely neutral, but they weren't completely like we're trying to kill things. It was more he was, but then he's just trying to make it right, and it was kind of neat. And then he beats Thanos in the end, which was pretty dope. So but just his first dial was really cool, but it was so just unorganized. It was so all over the place. Yeah. His power set, like one click you got one thing, but then like the other click you could like in one click where you can just generate hindering, but then his other click was where you could actually make attacks through the hindering. So that makes, to me, it's like you could have put those together.
Yeah. You
could have just had him generate hindering and then
because he is that many points where you would think that it'd be
Yeah, exactly. So you could make him 180 points and then have him be a little more organized, a little more stable through his dial instead of it just seemed very random.
Right.
It's like where I got hit was where I tried to just work with what I had.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, I'm going to totally take a double here because I would like Machine Smith. Because looking at him, he's worked for a lot of different people. And, he ends up teaming up again with, like, Grizzly and Scott Lang to be Lang Security Solutions. And there's one point, too, where, like, they're doing a heist, I believe, to get into Power Broker's place. It's either to save Cassie or do something. But he gets, like, it's those three. They get like Beetle, Whirlwind, like all these ridiculous villains, like for like an Ocean's 11 heist type thing. And it's a montage of panels narrated by Machine Smith, where it's like Machine Smith's like 21 steps to a successful heist, and he's just like sitting in a control booth like doing nothing. There's like one step where it's just like him just like doing nothing. But
paging through a book.
I think probably that's an older one. Let's see. I just searched Marvel Machine Smith in Google in the Google.
Now
Machine Smith Marvel.
Now here's one of the bigger questions: is if you made your figure, would you, like in the past figures, incorporate yourself somewhere in it?
No.
Goodness, no.
I don't hate on the people that did do that.
No.
I just find it tacky.
Yeah,
So,
well, like
this is the guy.
some of them are cool, like the Black Adam holding the soldier
Yeah.
up like that, or even Mr. Sinister with the clone in the bubble. But like,
Right.
I never understood
Like-
the Harley Quinn lap dance one.
Right.
Yeah.
Or,
Hey.
I mean, that just
I mean,
felt-
hey,
gotta do.
if that's your dream, man, go for it.
yeah, but do I really need it on a fig? No.
But and like
Right.
the Star Girl with him sitting on the rod.
He was like she was like pulling him onto the star
And
rod.
then what was the other one?
Mephisto
Mephisto,
with
his
the guy.
face is in the orb.
That
was kind of. It was just.
If I
creepy,
had
though.
to put myself
Yeah.
in Ultimate Venom, it would be like in
Like your
the
face is
mouth
coming out of him or
opening
something
up.
like
Yeah, oh
that.
yeah,
right,
like
right.
you're getting
Yeah,
eaten
yeah.
at that point.
But like with the one we forgot to talk about was the Nightcrawler from Web of Spider-Man.
Actually.
Oh yeah.
Where he's on the back end of the tombstone,
Yep.
and on some of them it's the winner and not Professor X.
Ah.
See, that's fine.
That's fine.
your name
That's
on it.
that's okay. Yeah.
But it's not like it's a bust of
Yeah.
the guy on the back or
Yeah,
anything like
exactly.
that. But and I don't know if they made that a requirement,
Right.
because I can't imagine every person
Wanting that?
wanting
Yeah.
to
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think it was just a hey, we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you
So,
want, we'll
yeah.
make you a click.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, just the fact that you'd make me a click, like, I mean, it's hard because like I had another one pop in my head while we were all talking, and it's like, oh, that one would have been really dope too. And most of mine are from the newer comics because
Yeah.
that's what I've read.
Right.
But it's just something that I don't think like some of these will never get made. So this
Yeah.
is like, if I had my shot, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because like
yeah.
I'm a big fan of the new Venom run. If any of you have read it, like where he's they kind of explore the symbiote backstory and they delve in that.
That's
The
cool.
other figure I'd have to make is Null. He's like the god of the symbiotes. That would be pretty dope. Him like sitting on the throne and he's wielding. Does anybody know who Gore the God Butcher is?
I just
They
from
made
Guardians,
one,
so
didn't
yeah,
they?
they,
Yes,
yeah.
they made one in that
But
Guardians.
Null
set.
is the
That's why I
actual
know.
creator of that sword that he uses.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He basically he forged it in Nowhere, and then he was the one who made Nowhere because he used it to cut the guy's head.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
it was pretty dope. Like you
Yeah.
know, so like that would be a cool figure. Make him 200 points. Make him power cosmic.
Yeah.
He's a god.
Right.
You know, give him the symbiote trait. He'd be ridiculous, but he wouldn't be overpowered. Probably like stat wise. You know, he'd just be an interesting fig that'd be like,
Right.
if I had my pick, that'd be great.
Well, and on that, I wish they would. I mean, I love Venom, but I wish they would make more different symbiotes. I
Yeah.
mean, we have Carnage,
yeah.
we
Yep.
have Anti, and we
Yep.
have Venom.
Yep.
I mean,
You could
I don't
just-
know if there actually is a Riot, because like in the
There is
movie,
there is a
Yeah.
riot.
I
There's
remember
Okay.
having figures of those.
There's
like
a
a
Yeah.
long time.
There's
Like,
this,
oh,
There's
well, there-
Poison.
I'd love another Toxin
They were
because
all
the
the
Toxin's
yeah, I forgot about
really-
Toxin.
Toxin's really
yeah,
dope.
well, there's
There's
like
Poison.
Lasher and like something like
There,
that.
Lasher's
I mean, there's a whole
Screech.
planet of
Yeah.
these guys
Oh, yeah.
out there, so you could almost make that a set by
Oh,
itself.
that was one of the other ones, the Shriek that they did,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that had the like guy was on there as a mind control.
Yeah.
thing.
Oh
That-
yeah, that's
that
right.
was okay.
Yeah.
Which God, we needed a Shriek, so thank you that.
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah.
which was funny because also she had the maximum carnage.
Yes.
Well, yeah, she was like the last like major player in
Yeah.
that we were missing.
Yeah, so I mean,
because they had Deathlock, they have Carnage, obviously.
Yeah.
and-
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
I forget who else is even on.
Oh,
there was
we
some-
need a new
there-
I need to get that
yes.
doppelganger.
There was some guy
figure.
from the Superior Foes. He had like a cape. He was like,
Oh,
like,
it was the Spawn looking dude.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
not Prowler.
Prowler. Yeah, I
it's
thought,
not
yeah.
Prowler.
I thought it was Prowler. I was
It's
like,
like
oh,
Night
cool.
Watch or
yeah,
something
Night
like
Watch.
that,
That's
yeah.
exactly who it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are our choices for If We Won World. If you guys want to put in the comments below what you want for Worlds,
We could do
that'd be
this all
great.
night.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're never going to Worlds, nor
Yeah.
will we ever win
Win
Worlds,
Worlds? Yeah.
because
Although I was pretty happy that the last Worlds, or one of the Worlds team was a monster theme team. Like
Yeah.
I run monsters all the time, and to see somebody win with, I mean, obviously they played Surtur, they played Mini Shredder, but it was cool to see them like play. Like they were playing Namor and Giganto. Like that was really cool
Yeah.
to just see a team like that win.
I don't know about you guys, but I just don't play the way the world people play because it's so. I don't even know the word for it. It's not fun.
It's past competitive. Like
Yeah.
you're at just another state of like,
Yeah, and
you're inching out like every point. Like it's,
yeah, like and it's so expensive too because there's that one meta piece out there that's and that can maybe be the next discussion is what we think is going to be on the next Worlds team.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's going to be Prime Vulture with
with the charge ability.
with the charge ability and with the Doc Ock arms or the Enchanted Crowbar or something like that.
That's the whole game of the meta is here's my 50-point figure and 250 points of support crap.
Yeah, or I have my one figure and I have 8 colossal retaliations.
But that's what I liked about the monster team because it really wasn't like you had Mini Shredder, and yes, Mini Shredder is ridiculous in and of itself. But you had like 2 Giganto Namors and a Surtur, and yes, he had like I don't know how many freaking ID cards with like Wolverine.
Yeah,
and it was a lot of insanity. But I mean, the stuff that was on the board was kind of neat.
There you go.
Oh,
I had to put myself in it.
There you go. Yeah. You as Eddie Brock instead. That'd be kind of neat.
But like, I almost wish they'd make Worlds like a booster battle.
Yeah.
Every round you buy 2 boosters,
and you just
because then it's more based on skill.
Yeah,
not cheese.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
not cheese. There we go.
And that's why I go down to that one shop in Illinois, Gamers World, the Fox Valley Mall. They always do
plug.
Right, you gotta do the plug because they always do. For their main event tournament, they do booster, like, it's like a 2 booster draft.
Yeah.
Is versus me, like, just...
Well, I think that's what HeroClix is. It's a strategy game, not what Worlds and all these other tournaments are turning out to be, because you see how many of the exact same team...
At Worlds, because that's what's gonna do
that's the meta pieces at that point.
Like when Goblin King came out, there was every team had one on it. And
or
was,
Jakeem Thunder, everyone had him. When who was the one, the 20-sided die guy?
Felix Faust.
Felix Faust. He was on every single team because his powers affected everybody, not just his range.
Right.
Ghost Rider with the Bat Belt resource. That was on every single team.
You're talking about the one from Defenders War or the other one?
The one where the HCA gave him a free attack.
Oh, yeah.
It had to be a lot older.
It was. I think that was
a Spider-Man set.
Oh, it was the Spider-Man
Amazing
one?
Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, the super rare in that.
The peanut base.
Yeah,
because he had like an 11 attack, 4 exploit
Yep.
with the Bat Belt, gave him like a 13 attack, 6 damage with the ATA, free attack, and then I'm going to attack you again and kill your entire team.
Yeah.
But
I remember that.
I remember like
it was really nasty.
back when Metron was out. It was Metron and Nightcrawler. That was your team.
Oh yeah, because Metron
could pick a power.
Yep.
That was the first pick a power guy.
Yep. And then Nightcrawler with that amazing swing with the hypersonic.
And then people like filled it with a Night Nurse or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Night Nurse was insane anyway because of her ability to support heal that way she was.
Yeah.
Should we wrap this up though?
Yeah. we're gonna get another rant here. But so that's ours. Let us know what yours is, and we'll see you in the next one.